Hey everybody, I thought it'd be fun to do a little update on the chicken coop build that I did. For those of you who don't know, I kind of made this on the fly. It took a weekend to do it. I think roughly 10 to 12 man hours. I came up with the design because I've seen this before. This is not, I don't think it's that original. I'm pretty sure designs like this have been done before. But what makes kind of the foundation and platform that you build off of is these 4x4 posts that come all the way up through the frame, and essentially that is your framework for the chicken coop. What's nice about it is they're strong. It gets your coop off the ground, and then all you got to worry about is your 4 walls, a roof, and the floor, and that makes up kind of the majority of your chicken coop. Back here I have this 2-tier system where the main roof, covers the main coop, and then I put the little nesting boxes on the back here. That's probably the first thing I may change if I was to do this again. It complicates the design, worried about like building out this little, this nesting area, adding new roof to it, et cetera, et cetera. If I was to do it again, I would run the roof all the way down and have my nesting boxes there. A question I was asked more than once is why people put the nesting box on the low side. So if it's raining, you can't really get eggs. And I don't really know why, but I think the reason is because if I was to put the nesting boxes on the other side, well, the chickens like to roost as high as possible. And because this is a single slope roof, they're gonna be on the high side. So if they're nesting up there, they're pooping all over and closer to the nesting boxes. So I keep the nesting boxes further away from it. I think that's why I did it. But like I said, the main thing I would do here is I would keep the roof continuous here, have the nesting boxes a little higher. They could still jump in there, no problem. That way you would minimize probably some products used, but also if you're like me and not great with math, it would be a lot better and easier just to have the roof come down all the way and not worry about having a secondary roof. If you guys ever want to see my mealworm farm, let me know, but I grow my own mealworms for my girls. They love it. I'll show you. Whoa, okay, calm down there, buck chow. There you go. You guys want some wormies? Want some wormies? Chip, 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 chip. That's the sound I make. Chip, 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 chip. You guys want some wormies? Yeah, chip, 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 chip. Yeah, chip, 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 chip. Ow, ow, oh, ow, oh. If your chickens are not that friendly towards you or like to be around you, get mealworms. It'll forever change your relationship with them, I swear. They love mealworms. The second thing I would change is these little guys. I got these off Amazon. They look kind of fancy. They're actually pretty good for my girls. You just kind of slide it open. They're spring loaded, but look, you can already tell there's a little bit of rust, and I mean, I haven't had this here too long. And the only nesting box that they've been nesting in is this one and the far one over there. So that's another thing. You could simplify your coop, because from my experience and everyone I've talked to, it's very rare that chickens use all the nesting boxes you provide them. Yeah, but they're clean because, again, like I said, they're away from the roosting bars, My oldest is tall enough to actually open that and take a look at the eggs and bring them in. In terms of food, I used to have their bucket of food in their coop, but I find that just makes a mess because they love to scratch, so they'll bring food right out of... Hey girls, hi. Hi girls. They'll bring food right out of their, the feeder there, and it just ends up on the floor. And because I have wood chips in the floor, it just makes a mess. Then I have this really big tank of water. That's from an old water softener system I think I had. But I can fill that up with my hose and leave it for a month. There's a ton of water in there. And then I use those little watering cups and those have served me really well. And see all the chickens are here. Now when it comes to footwear, I don't mess around. I've got slightly wider feet. I've had a lot of foot and ankle pain in the past, including knee pain, and a lot of that can start at what you put on your feet. So when it comes to work boots, I wear Brunts. I've been wearing Brunts for years and years and years. These are my original pair before they were even a sponsor of this channel. These are my Brunt Marins. Like I said, I've had them years. The leather on these bad boys is incredible quality. When it comes to quality, comfort, and value, Brunts simply cannot be beat. These Marins have lasted me what most boots would consider a lifetime, and yet these things still have tons of life left in them. And they maintain their comfort throughout the many years and many hours that I've spent in these. I've since upgraded my boot collection with these new Brunt Omens. They've got a 6-inch boot here, hugs the ankle. They're incredibly comfortable, and look at them. They're delicious looking. They're so good looking. They're kind of like an all-around slip-on boot. And the magic sauce is these here, the Brunt cushion insoles. These are very comfortable. And when it comes to boots, when you're wearing them all day on the job site, that matters. You want something that feels good around the foot, but also under the foot. Plus, Brunt lets you try your work boots on the job site risk-free. So if you're at all interested in upgrading your boots, be sure to check out Brunt at the link in the description below or scan the QR code on screen. Thanks to Brunt for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it. One thing I haven't had to do yet is worry about how I'm gonna make this less drafty in the winter. But you know, in 2 to 3 months it will be colder. And so what I will most likely do is just come up with, you know, a single piece of plywood that goes all the way down, locks on there somehow, maybe with some, you know, some spring latches or something. And that'll keep them warm in the winter. Warmer anyhow. We're in Virginia, so it's not too bad. This is my biggest hen. I don't know what kind of breed she is, but she is huge. So I am down to 10 chickens. As you will see, I've got an electric fence around here. A fox has slowly picked off 3 of them. Nothing's been picked off since I had the fence, except one did get out of the fence and the fox picked it off within like 2 hours. It was just insane how fast they are. So this is my clean outdoor. It's worked out really well. The only thing, and you know, when I built this, it's the beauty about like filming things and putting it on YouTube is people will tell you what they think. So if you don't like people's opinions, don't create a YouTube channel. But if you're like me and, you know, take everything with a grain of salt, you will become wiser. And one of the things was why I would put the latches on top versus a door. And that's a great question. It is my other coop that I built and already sold. I put the hinges on the side for this purpose. Like, if my hinges were on the side here versus the top, I wouldn't have to prop up the door. I wouldn't have to be scared of this hitting me. If I was in there cleaning it and this got knocked and this shut, because there's spring latches, they would both shut and lock me in there. So, you know, there's a couple safety protocols that I kind of skipped over. But this clean outdoor is incredible. I've already cleaned the coop out, you know, 4 times. And I come in here, I bring my gorilla cart in here, or if you have a wheelbarrow or 5-gallon buckets or whatever, I go in here with a rake and I just rake it in. And you're done in like 5 minutes flat. And then I've had to get in there before to do a couple like modifications that I'll show you. And it's big enough in there, and this door is big enough, I can get in there with my tools, any new wood. Hey babies. they're loud today. They just want more mealworms, I think. So one modification I've done is I added another roosting bar. This roosting bar goes the whole length of the coop. They didn't look like they were cramped, but I could tell everyone wanted to go to the left side here to roost at night. So they're really only using half the amount of room. Like, you could probably have 20 chickens in here if you wanted to. I'm pretty sure they size how many chickens you can have for how much roosting room you have. So another modification I did is I added this little kind of roof setup. I realize you can see some little poops are on there. Because I have my roosting bars run all the way across, like I said, I mean, I don't want my nesting boxes getting pooped on, because I've got this kind of nesting material that, you know, I don't want to have to throw away too soon, and it makes it a little cozier when they're in there. So this door has worked out great. I'll post a link in the description if you're curious. But even though they're in the electric fence, this is just a secondary precaution, you know, safety measure, and it closes. You can set the time. It's pretty easy. You can set the time. So right now it opens up at 7 a.m. and it closes at 9 p.m. I could probably change that to, let's do 8:30, because it's getting darker already. So I'll just do that. And so this thing opens and closes, and just, yeah, it's worked out great. I think it was like about $70, but you know, if you forget about your chickens to check on them at night, and I don't check on them every night, but that's just kind of an insurance policy. You never have to worry about power because it's got this little solar panel. I think most of them have solar panels, and so it stays fully charged. I'm not sure if I showed you the ladder in the full build, but this is pretty simple. I had some scrap wood here, and then I just put on these little runners so they don't slip off. There's a hinge here, so I did that just because as they were smaller, I think I had a smaller log down here. But if I ever want to like change it, I can just lift it because it's on a hinge here, so I can just do that. It's not really, I mean, I'll probably never touch it ever again, but it seems to work just fine. But yeah, I'm glad I painted it when I did. As I built it, it just keeps everything a little bit more protected, and you know, it's nice, bright in here. I don't know if I'll add paint to that little roof or the other strip of wood up there, but I'm in no rush. It's working. And when something's working, it's like, you know, just leave it. If I pretend I have a mealworm, hey, come here. I can get a chicken. There you go. The white ones, for whatever reason, I can pick up. So yeah, all in all, I like this coop. I think it cost me, I think roughly $600. Maybe a little bit more. I mean, I do have a lot of tools and scrap around my property. Oh, another thing, if you're gonna build a coop, do this. I put linoleum down, roll out linoleum, like sheet vinyl, I guess you'd call it sheet vinyl, and nothing sticks to it. Even, you know, chickens, again, they poop on everything, but the poop just, it comes right off, which is pretty easy. And it creates another kind of a waterproof barrier. The other coop, I added wheels to it right off the hop because I knew I wanted to be able to like sell it to someone who's going to ultimately move it around. I still think I'm going to add wheels, but it's going to be a pain in the butt because it's a lot heavier now. I didn't really plan for it, so my 4 posts, it'd be a little bit harder to add wheels after the fact. I got this little chicken too. She's free range, you know, she goes where she wants. But yeah, adding wheels would be great because I've got acreage. The chickens are really good for the soil, but not if you keep them somewhere for too long. So they're already killing some grass right under the coop and stuff because they love to roll around and scratch like all day long. So if I could move this every couple weeks or once a month to another big area. But yeah, if you guys have ever been interested in having chickens. Oh, I'm talking to the camera. Yeah, I'm talking to the camera. They're funny. So if you were on the fence of getting chickens, I think here's the things that I would say. They are a ton of fun. Am I actually gonna save money by having chickens? Maybe after having them for a year or two, right? Because the initial cost of building a coop is anywhere between $500 to $1,000 if you're paying someone to do it. If it's this size, if you're gonna go even bigger, you can get a $10,000 coop. Chickens alone, you know, $5-6 a pop as chicks. They take 5 to 6 months before they start laying. I only have 2 chickens laying eggs right now. You know, you gotta wait a while. You gotta keep them alive. So that's a lot of man hours. You gotta feed them and water them. That's money if you're buying feed. But to us, the convenience of being able to just come out here and grab an egg has been great. and then also the experience my kids are getting. Like normally you would pay money to go to the museum or pay money to go to a theme park or whatever. This has provided countless hours of entertainment. It's been a lot of fun. So if you were to kind of weigh all those things out, and if that sounds interesting to you, to be able to have something that you can teach your kids to take care of, you know, grabbing the eggs, even though this one here keeps breaking them. But you know, like getting the eggs, learn how to feed them, take care of them. Keep in mind, when you get chickens, there's a lot of things out there that want to kill them. I had chickens roosting like 25, 30 feet up in an oak tree overnight, so I had to cut that branch down. I mean, you do have to monitor them, keep them safe. There probably wouldn't be a chicken industry if it wasn't for humans keeping them alive in barns and stuff like that, because yeah, they're easy targets. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind the cost going into it. You're not gonna like save all that egg money right out of the gate. It's gonna take probably a couple years for it to be worthwhile. But like I said, it's a fun hobby. It's a good skill to learn. We're still learning. We're still having fun. You know, you can do this once in a while and play with this little flapjack on her head. What is that? What is that little flapjack on your head, huh? Anyhow, I hope that little update video was handy or useful to you. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments below. And if you're curious how I built this, I'll have a link to the full build in the description. There's many ways I think you can build a chicken coop. They don't have to be complicated. That's kind of the beauty of it. They need to keep your hens safe at night, provide space for them to lay their eggs, and provide space for them to sleep at night or roost. So with those three main things, safety, roosting, and nesting, you've got a chicken coop. So anyhow, much love, guys. Thanks for watching. Like I said, hit me up with questions. I'll try and get to as many as I can. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace. You want to say bye? Hey. Oh, are you cozy? Rockin', rockin' and rollin'. Going to the beats, I'm strolling.